Welcome to another video of Careers Express, brought to you by the Cyprus Mail, where job seekers and professionals can stay up to date with what matters most in our world of work. Today, our topic is artificial intelligence and how it is gearing up to be a colleague and a collaborator in today's workplace. Joining me for our discussion is Josef Balaz, CEO and co-founder of business prediction platform iERP. Josef, welcome. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Elisabeth, for having me.
I had the pleasure of hearing you give the presentation, AI is my manager, at the October 2021 Reflect Festival. For the benefit of our viewers, could you recap in 2 minutes what was the talk about?
So the talk was about the life of working professional called John in 2035. There is a prediction that at that stage, the AI will be good enough that it will become our manager and it will start to drive and manage our working life. And the talk was about the advantages and disadvantages of this setup. Now, the reason to write the talk was actually that my company is currently deploying AI prediction algorithms for years for the companies, not only the corporate, it is also small and medium-sized companies. And I can see already a trend where we are heading. So therefore, it's actually important to open a discussion with more public audience, how the new world will look like.
What would you say are the responsibilities and the skill sets required from your AI manager?
AI manager is very methodical and precise. So AI manager will be able to objectively assess your performance, assign you bonuses, assign you tasks. Anywhere where there are hard data, your AI manager will be perfect to assess the situation and provide an action. There are still areas going forward that even our cutting-edge algorithms can't do, is, for example, empathy. So in the years and decades to come, we will still have physical humans doing the empathy, coaching, and personal development. There was actually an interesting study done by Oracle. They asked corporate employees if they would like to have an AI manager. And what they told Oracle is that for some activities, especially about the task assignment and the performance assignment, they would love to have an algorithm doing these sort of activities. All of us working professionals remember where we had in the past some manager where we would wish to have non-biased assignments and we wish to have an AI doing these sort of things.
So you're basically saying that AI is specialized in specific areas?
Absolutely. So at this stage, we are in so-called narrow AI stage. So each algorithm is trained for the specific problem. Give them a data and the algorithm is able to answer one specific question.
AI is becoming sophisticated as it combines machine learning and analytics. So it's not surprising that according to McKinsey, AI adoption since last year has increased to 57% from 45% in 2020 in emerging economies. Keeping in mind, what would you say are artificial intelligence's offerings?
So artificial intelligence is able to crunch a large volume of data and being able to find these sort of dependencies between the information. Let me use a simple example of the sales forecasting. We can already use AI to actually detect relationships. For example, if you have a store which is located near to a sea, most probably there will be increased volume of sales of the sun cream. For us humans, it's also easy to see certain dependencies. For example, if there is a prediction for the rain, there is with high probability increased sales of umbrellas. What AI can do today is actually to analyze much more data and being able to find much more dependencies. For example, in some of my customers, we are using tens or even hundreds of millions of records to train AI algorithm. And at this scale, no human is able to do this sort of analysis. Therefore, AI is utilized by the companies wherever there is large volume of data that can be analyzed. And it can be on the supply chain optimization, sales forecasting. There are even analytics of the users that are on the web page, how they are behaving, or As a typical example are pictures, where we are detecting objects there.
You mentioned the small businesses. How affordable is it?
There is a significant change on the market. So a few years ago, it used to be that only your Facebooks and Googles of the world was able to utilize AI. There are offerings that you can start with 10, 15 euros a month as a subscription, where your data could be taken and AI can be actually deployed. So it is becoming very, very affordable, even for those small guys.
There's been both optimism and concern about AI in the workplace. How does its use impact companies and their workforce?
So the impact is significant. I'm always saying that AI is almost like your second employee, like employee with the 20 years of experience that you can train in a matter of hours. So AI can help companies becoming so-called just in time. If you know how much you will sell, you know how much you need to manufacture, how much personnel you need to have. You can be more efficient. Do you need your full staff sitting in the restaurant that in the morning is empty? If AI could predict that the peak workload or this number of customers will come at 12, you can open at 12. So it's about the efficiency, it's about the be more in time, but also to be more personal. Your employee, or for example, somebody who is interacting with the customers, he can't remember everybody. AI can. And AI can personalize the approach to the customers and personalize and help companies to become more personal.
In your opinion, which areas of traditional business operation have yet to benefit from artificial intelligence?
There are certain areas, especially where AI should take a decision where we as a society are more cautious. A very good example are HR processes. At this stage, we have algorithms that might pre-filter candidates, but algorithms are not choosing which candidates to take because there is a still too high risk of employing such a person completely automatically. Very nice example is as well from the HR sector. For example, your algorithm on the Apple Watch. There is an algorithm that is detecting falls. It's running 24/7. You have your watch on your wrist, and in case of a fall, your watch is automatically able to call an assistance. So this is a very positive example. On the other hand, the area where we still need to wait a little bit more for the improvement is the self-driving cars. So currently, today, the self-driving cars are on par with the humans, but we still don't feel comfortable. Let go all the decision power to the car, and we are still waiting algorithms to become 10 times more better in driving than humans.
One of the exciting and at times even disturbing aspects of AI development over the recent years is its capacity to express senses that are more human than machines. We've seen examples of this with Sophia and more recently Ameka. Do you believe AI will eventually replace customer-facing roles entirely, or do you believe there are still some things that would be better handled by humans?
I really believe that in 15 years, the majority of the customer-facing roles will be done by AI. It does not need to be in the form of humans, as we are progressing in the digital transformations or our lives become digital. So maybe the interaction will be in the form of a chatbot or something in the metaverse. But majority of these interactions will be done between humans and robots. Now, this is actually creating interesting opportunity because for those more luxury brands, they can actually provide like a white glove experience and still have a humans as additional selling factor, just to give you a little bit of more personalized approach. So I do believe that there will be AI algorithms for the more consumer large volume brands and still humans for this white glove treatment.
I'm guessing the next phase of artificial intelligence in the workplace will probably be a hybrid arrangement with AI and humans having to coexist and collaborate together. How would you agree? And if so, can you paint us a more detailed picture of what that would be like?
So currently, AI is at so-called recommendation stage. And you can see it already today. You as an employee, you can see literally a number. Behind that number, it might be an AI algorithm doing the predicting, for example, what consumer will buy next. This is where the phase where we are now. And it's already creating certain challenges. because it does require from the workforce to be able to work with the predictions. Imagine that the machine will tell you that there is 85% probability that this consumer will buy this product. It's a gray zone, what actually you should be doing. It's already putting a pressure or putting an opportunity on the employees to be able to work with these probabilities. Now, the second stage is when the AI will start to make decisions. For example, decisioning about hiring, decisioning about product purchases, these sort of activities. This second phase, it's still years away, but we will see that even additional challenges that would bring.
Our Careers Express listeners are typically working professionals who are keen to uplevel their own skills. How would you advise them to prepare for the AI human workplace?
So there are actually two opportunities. First of all, there are completely new job types that are being introduced due to the AI. Let me give you just a few examples. There is a requirement to have people preparing the data for the algorithms. And these are typical subject matter experts in each of the areas where the algorithm is being trained, that they need to work to prepare data sets that AI can utilize. Another job type is so-called AI explainers. These are people that once the AI is deployed in the environment are able to explain the predictions. Because sometimes, again, it might be challenging to interpret the result from the algorithm. So for the working professionals, these are the new job roles that are coming into the market. And second of all, what I would like to point out, that AI is actually accelerating the rate of change for what is being done in the companies. So therefore, I would suggest for the working professionals to keep up their entrepreneurial skills. I previously actually worked in the corporate for 15 years, and I know how hard it's actually to unlearn all the lingo and unlearn all the way of thinking that corporates are putting into our minds. So therefore, please keep up your entrepreneurial skills.
So much to think about. Before we go, do you have any final thoughts to share?
I would like to just reiterate that first of all, AI is already here. It's not something in the future. Second of all, don't expect to wake up in one day in the future and general AI will pop up. It would be slow and methodical process as these algorithms will be introduced into more and more job activities. And third of all, I'm looking into this transition or this revolution as a space for opportunity. And it will be opportunity to maybe work less for us as a society and to do more things that we love to do. So I think it's really interesting time where we see a lot of change and a lot of opportunities.
Finally, where can people learn more about iERP?
We have our webpage. It's called iERP.ai, where you can learn more about our company. And we're actually launching a special offering for e-commerce, small and medium-sized stores called Nostradamus.cloud, where you can actually test the 30 days free trial. You can actually test the AI predictions for your e-commerce store. So I would highly recommend anybody who is interested, you can go there, subscribe, and try it.
Josef, thanks so much for sharing these valuable insights.
Thank you so much.
Thanks also to you, our Careers Express viewers, for joining us. If you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel and follow us on our social media as well. See you in a new video very soon.